right, guys, welcome back to the Rose Corner YouTube channel. I know it's been a while, but welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another conversation here on the Rose Corner with my guest, no other than my good friend, Mr. Robinson. Mr. Robinson, how is things? How are you doing?
Thanks again, Chris, to have me back on the Rose Corner. Things are really good so far, giving God thanks. We're
Wonderful.
alive and well in this
Absolutely.
beautiful day of Jamaica. Yes, yes.
Wonderful. All right. So we have some things we want to look at today. This discussion will focus on Donald Trump and the whole recent developments with the former president of the United States, Donald Trump. And also, we'll be looking at some recent poll results between Donald Trump and President Joe Biden. And there are some interesting dates that we must remember in regards to the upcoming US elections that we will be pointing out as well in this conversation. And there was some breaking news yesterday, which was also published in the Gleaner about President Joe Biden's son, that we will get to as well shortly. Right. So Donald Trump, the former president and presumptive 2024 Republican nominee, was convicted, as some of you would have known by now, on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in a case stemming from a payment that silenced a porn star. Donald Trump was convicted. I believe it was the Thursday, the last Thursday of May, right? Or the second to last Thursday it was. Of falsifying records to cover up a sex scandal that threatened to derail his 2016 presidential campaign, capping an extraordinary trial that tested the resilience of the American justice system and will reverberate into November's election. And we know that in many cases, situations like these have tremendous consequence, especially if you're a politician. These things have consequence. A lot of prior politicians' campaigns have been destroyed with, scandals like these. I don't know how many of you remember, what was his name again? Anthony, trying to remember his name. He was a former congressman in New York. And as soon as his name come back to me, I will let you guys know. But he was a former congressman in New York, and he was running for mayor of New York a couple of years ago. And a sex scandal leaked, from his campaign. And he was this in the polls, and then he went downward spiral, and it destroyed his political life. It destroyed his personal life as well. And he eventually dropped out of the race for mayor. And eventually it was Bill de Blasio who won that here in New York City. But if we know anything about Trump, we know that Trump is someone who is determined, someone who fights fire with fire, someone who never gives up. And nothing seems to really stop Trump based on history that we have succumbed to. All right, let's see here. So Donald Trump has been convicted and guilty on all counts in the hush money case. And remember, this was a trial that was taking place in the state of New York. right? And we understand that the sentencing for this verdict will take place, or rather is scheduled for July the 11th.
Yes.
But so far, Donald Trump is still out there on the campaign. He's still campaigning across America. And I've never seen someone that is at the age of Donald Trump. Donald Trump is so 80. And I tell you, the man has so much energy. It's like he's 50. You know? I mean, if you guys were watching the whole, trial and the court, you know, he showed up at court every day, and was still on the campaign, you know. So, I mean, Trump is unstoppable. And in my view, I think he's still unstoppable. What says you so far in regards to this Trump case, Ricardo?
Well, trust me, Donald J. Trump is something that we have never seen before.
That's right.
This man, former president, has changed times and changed how politics should work. And trust me, the more you try to get rid of Donald Trump, the more he becomes stronger, more relevant, more talked about, more popular, more seen. And I tell you, despite found guilty on all 34 counts, one, it's a bad thing if it happened to a former president being the first. It's never looked good. Now the question is this: if he really commit this crime, which we have found that he was found guilty on, well, he have to take the blame and face the time, as we would say in Jamaica. You did the crime, you did the time. But outside of that, if there was another person have these criminal charges beside their names, listen to me, they would have done and dusted as you were trying to use the reference of the person running for mayor in New York, the Anthony Weiner.
Yes, Weiner, yes, Weiner was his name, yes. Yeah, you know the thing, man.
Politics is alive, you know, Chris, and viewers, you know. So those persons end up get tarnished, dropped off the scale. But I can't remember what show us that Trump is really Trump. I can remember 2016 when he was running for president. And trust me, Chris, when Donald J. Trump turned and said, those media are against you, I'm saying, look at CNN. And CNN numbers was like this, and it was like this.
Yes, instead of
every year the numbers drop. And now you find out just CNN now if you play catch up. Because other media houses them that weren't getting the numbers.
The numbers are like this.
You know, and what Trump has done is change how news is been looked at. So for me, the long and short of it, Trump was found guilty. It never moved the needle. His number keeps going up. It's supposed as even more radical than before. And look here, man. Trust me. Out of the hand of God, this is looking like a dead weight for Donald J. Trump. unless there's a crisis.
But what we're going to get there. The felony conviction calls for a sentence up to 4 years, according to the state rule in New York, behind bars. But Mr. Trump may never see inside of a prison cell. He could receive probation when he's sentenced, and he is certain to appeal the verdict. And Mr. Trump did announce that his lawyers have filed an appeal based on the counts that he was charged on recently. Now, here's the thing. Trump that this is the question a person has been asking from the last 2-3 weeks since Donald Trump was convicted. Can he still be president? Well, here is the thing. Nothing in the United States Constitution prevents a felon from running for president or serving in the White House. Now, I want us to pause and analyze that for a minute. So it means that someone other than Trump, who is currently probably in Florida State Prison, could one day leave and say, I'm going to run for president of the United States, A drug lord that was convicted by trafficking drugs to the United States got locked up and was released yesterday. He can run for president of the United States. Oh, unthinkable is that. Like, really?
That's the forefathers when they were creating the Constitution of the United States of America.
They were drinking some alcohol, some rum.
Well, some people may say whiskey, but they're in Britain now, probably they're drinking some cup of tea.
Because this cannot be real. This can't be real.
Well, put it this way.
Felon can run for president.
Put it this way, Chris. And what I would suspect is this: the forefathers were said here, what? If you did a crime and you did a time and you are rehabilitated back to society, then they were saying
get
that
like a second chance, then, so to speak.
Polite, yes. So they're saying that if you get that second chance and you do everything which is required by law, then what should hinder you from becoming the president of the United States of America, the most powerful position in the world?
Unbelievable. Mr. Trump, who has long claimed the case against him, is politically motivated, is expected to try to leverage the verdict to his advantage on the campaign trail, painting himself as a victim of a Democratic, what do you call it now? Cannibal.
But the thing about it is that, Donald Trump himself was picturing himself like Nelson Mandela, 27 years behind bars. The thing is that
and we know that Donald Trump is no Nelson Mandela.
Because he could have Winnie. Or the Nelson could.
Yes. Now, the information that I have shared with you guys is from the New York Times. It was an article in the New York Times which was posted online. So if you guys would like to see the full details to the information regarding Donald Trump case, you can copy the link above and read in full detail. So let's look at some poll results. I think it's important. So we have looked at we have relook at the recent 24 felony counts that Donald Trump has been charged for in the state of New York.
Yes.
And we understand how those charges came about. It was due to a sex scandal that he tried to cover back in the 2016 presidential campaign. And fast forward to 2024, with all of that happened last month with Donald Trump, we're now in June, almost in the middle of June. You would think that Donald Trump numbers would sink. You would think that this man has no coming back to. No coming back to. But look at this poll from MSNBC that was done by, what is this, Martech University Law School.
Yes.
Look at this poll that MSNBC shared recently. Joe Biden, 51%. Donald Trump, 49%. How much of an impact is this, has this conviction really done to Donald Trump? I would say little or none. What would you say?
Nothing. Because if you would have gone back probably 3-4 months ago, leading up to the case.
This is unbelievable, man.
It never moved the needle or anything. It only intensified it more. And I'm not surprised by July, August, when they both have their convention and select the nominee, that there could be a dead heat
Oh
with both
God.
of them, and then you'd start
Because
to ask
this is what you would call
questions.
a dead heat, 51-49. This is a dead heat already.
Because with the margin of error of 1%,
Yes.
that is it. So it could come down to one state,
Yes.
one county, one vote, and trust me,
We know every vote count.
every vote counts. Let us be real, Chris here. The thing about it is this. As a former president of Donald J.
Yes.
Trump, his numbers should never, and I said never, be in the same position
With Joe
this close
Biden.
to a sitting president.
That is true. That is true.
This is unheard of, and this want to show you
Yes.
the state of America is right now
Yes.
really
Yes.
bad,
But yes, really bad.
really bad.
It's unbelievable. And the Biden administration has been has been trying to display its performance, in turning around the US economy. We know that inflation was high for the last year and over the last year. And the Biden administration has managed to, take it down, bring it down. We know that the US stock market is booming. Employment is high at the moment, according to the Biden administration.
Yes.
So you expect that Biden will be leading massively, and the whole student loan forgiveness that was done by the Biden administration for thousands of young people. You'd have expected these numbers to be different. Why is it that Joe Biden is not a dead heat with Donald Trump? People in the Democratic circle would say the whole conviction should have helped Biden even more. Just to say people, Donald Trump is a phony. Donald Trump is fake. He's not ready for this thing. Why is it that Joe Biden can't seem to get ahead when he thinks he's ahead?
But tell her this, Chris. In sports, a man would say here what? A win is a win enough. If I win by 1 goal, that is good enough. So don't watch the 49%. Joe Biden, the only thing you want for us him win the election. That's what matters most.
But the thing is, as you said though, if it comes down to a state, that might be problematic.
Very much.
Because it might come down to Pennsylvania, it might come down to Michigan, it might come down to Wisconsin. Are we going to share a poll right now? I think it's from Wisconsin. So we're going to share now some polls from Fox News.
Yes.
And Fox News polls are a bit different. I think these would be a bit more realistic because this was done more recent.
Yes.
So in Wisconsin, it says raise a thin margin. Look at that, 49-49 in Wisconsin. And this was a state that Joe Biden won in 2020.
I think Donald Trump won it in 2016.
Yeah, Donald Trump won it in 2016.
16, yes.
You understand me? So, and look at this one. Biden 45, Trump 49. This is not what you'd expect from somebody that has been charged on 34 felony counts. This is not normal.
Let me tell you. Cliff Hughes always said in politics is a long time.
Yes,
and trust me.
It is for true.
And trust me, Joe Biden has no one else to blame but himself on this. They can't make a man have 34 felony, the right for the tail.
Oh,
no,
God.
I should be giving him some lens.
Yeah.
But tell you what, but politics is politics, And they always says politics and religion is two things. It's so deep in person's conscience. It's hard to separate certain things. And trust me, you still have those Republicans in the States, I believe. Hear what?
We're going to give Donald Trump a next chance. Isn't that what they're saying?
Yes.
Because these poll numbers speak for themselves, because as you said, remember when we did the poll, we look at the poll result between Mark Golding and Andrew, you said that the poll speak for itself. Yes. So these polls between Donald Trump and Joe Biden speak for itself. Is what is happening in the states, across the states.
And tell you what, a lot of Republicans does not just support Trump, but because Republican stands for conservative views,
Right.
where the Democrat mostly stand for liberal views.
Right.
Hence
So
why
you know that there's a split right there.
there's a split right there. And then it comes down to the issues of abortion,
Right.
human
Gun
rights,
control.
yes, gun control, the border,
Right.
immigration. So these are some critical issues
That's
where
right.
the diehard Democrats and the diehard Republicans will say, here what? It's not about Donald Trump or Joe Biden. It's about
the
my
issues.
state and the issues at the end, especially the person living in Texas who face that border crisis more than anybody
And
else.
Donald Trump is leading. We know that Donald Trump is leading massively in Texas.
And Texas is predominant.
A poll was recently done, and we would have expected that because we know that Texas is a red state. You know,
Is a red state.
I think Donald Trump is at 55. Joe Biden was at 31 the last time I checked.
Yes, and the thing about it is that why Texas should have gotten even stronger is because
of the
Donald
border
Trump
situation, you know.
Yeah, I remember so Donald Trump from 2016 was wanting to create that wall.
Yes.
And the Texas people them were with him on that.
That's right. That's right.
And so his numbers climb very high. So you find out that with Joe Biden not in favor of building the wall and the Democrats starting to realize, say, here what, right now we really have to do something about the border, which only strengthened Donald Trump point of really creating the wall. But it's going to come down to just more than just a wall still. Honestly, it is a great wall of China. Yes.
You know, but these numbers prove without a doubt that the recent trial against Donald Trump in New York did nothing to his momentum. It did nothing to his momentum at all in the presidential contest against President Joe Biden. It has only given more fuel, to even go even further, because the recent national poll has Donald Trump leading the sitting president. That within itself speaks volumes.
Of course. That is it.
And as I said, we have some key dates to keep in mind. You have some key dates to keep in mind. June the 27th will be the first presidential debate between Joe Biden and President Joe Biden and the former President Donald Trump. And both candidates have agreed to this debate. It will be June the 27th, this month, this June. June the 27th, that's Thursday. That's
week after next.
Week after next, yes.
Yes.
So that's going to be an interesting debate.
Yes.
And I shall be tuning in, you know, to see all that happens. Then July 15th will be the Republican National Convention. And we know that Donald Trump will, without a shadow of a doubt, will unanimously receive the nomination of the Republican Party at the convention.
I must make a point here before you go on, is that most Republicans, who are not with Trump, but because they see that this would be the best opportunity to get back into power.
Yes, they're using it.
Yeah, because removing Donald Trump there is a clean sweep for the Democrat. There's no other Republican that could drive these numbers, And what I said, no other person, because you'd have to remove these two gentlemen here and get two fresh person, a fresh person from the Democrat and a fresh person from Republican to get numbers like this. But if
there's nobody there now, there's nobody there.
So the question is this: if you should remove Trump and put any person from Republican there, Joe Biden with it hands on, the numbers going to change dramatically. So these two persons have to totally walk away from the party and put two fresh persons. And this is going to happen after this election, you're going to have a different person there.
Right.
Yes, yes, because President Biden can't go back after him win, and Donald J. Trump cannot go back when him win or him lose. So it
That's
would have to
right.
be two
Somebody
fresh
else.
person. Yes, that is it. Yes.
And thank you for that point, Mr. Robinson. On August the 19th, that's when the Democrats will have their national convention on the 19th of August. On the 10th, September the 10th will be the second presidential debate. September the 10th will be the second presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And then
Yeah.
November 5th, 2024 will be the big day.
Election day.
Election day in the United States. And we're not going to do any prediction
Right.
on the Rose Corners yet. Probably the 4th of November.
Yes.
We will be up and we'll be
Yes.
able to share our predictions with the people
A
on the
full
Rose Corner, right, Ricardo?
a full hour,
Yes, a
non-stop.
full hour.
We become the Rose International media for you
That's
to tune
right.
into, guys. Trust me.
It's
Yes,
going to be
yes.
wonderful.